Ancient Mayan civilization, 6 little-known facts. Deep in the tropical forests of Central America, hidden under the thickness of centuries, lie the ruins of one of the most mysterious civilizations in the world, the Maya. They built grandiose cities, created complex astronomical calendars, and predicted cosmic phenomena with an accuracy that is beyond even many modern scientists. Their priests knew the secrets of the universe, and their rituals were both majestic and frightening. But despite numerous studies, we still do not know the whole truth about the Maya. What do their ancient manuscripts really hide? Why did this civilization suddenly disappear, leaving behind giant pyramids covered in mysterious inscriptions? What discoveries of archaeologists turned the idea of their culture upside down? Today we will reveal 6 little-known facts about the Maya that may shock you and make you take a new look at this ancient civilization. Perhaps there is more to their knowledge than we can imagine. Let's dive into the mysteries of the past. Let's begin. For a long time, archaeologists believed that the Mayan civilization consisted of separate city-states scattered across Central America, but discoveries in recent years have completely changed this idea. In 2018, thanks to LiDAR technology, laser mapping that allows you to see through dense vegetation, researchers made a sensational discovery in the jungles of Guatemala. Hundreds of previously unknown Mayan settlements hidden under the canopy of tropical forest. These cities, forgotten for millennia, not only existed, they were connected by a complex network of roads, water channels, and even defensive structures. But the most amazing thing is that scientists were presented with a picture of a highly developed civilization whose level of urban development is amazing even today. Giant megalopolises united by complex infrastructure, huge areas for rituals and public gatherings, a well-thought-out water supply system, and even traces of artificial reservoirs that provided residents with water during dry periods. All of this suggests that the Maya were not just city builders, but a unified state that may have been much larger than previously thought. Even more striking is the discovery of fortified walls around some of the settlements, indicating previously unknown military conflicts. This challenges the old theory that the Maya lived peacefully and did not wage large-scale wars. The findings suggest that their society may have experienced periods of conflict and power struggles which could have contributed to their mysterious disappearance. This breakthrough in archaeology has forced scientists to take a new look at the Mayan civilization. Perhaps their cities were not just isolated cultural centers, but part of a sprawling empire, the complexity of which had previously been underestimated. What other secrets does the rainforest hide? And how far did the Mayan Empire actually extend? This is just the first of many questions that science is only beginning to answer. The Mayan civilization is impressive not only for its temples, calendars, and writing, but also for its amazing level of knowledge in the fields of engineering and ecology. One of the most impressive discoveries of recent years has been the proof that the Mayans were among the first in the world to develop an effective water purification system using minerals that are used in modern filters today. In 2020, scientists discovered that the ancient city of Tikal, which was one of the largest centers of the Mayan civilization, had a complex water supply system. However, the most amazing thing was that in one of the reservoirs, archaeologists found traces of zeolites, natural minerals with the unique ability to purify water from harmful impurities, toxins, and bacteria. This filtration method was used in Tikal 500 years before the advent of modern water purification technologies. These filters were not an accident. The Mayans deliberately mined zeolites more than 30 kilometers from their cities and used them to provide clean water to thousands of residents. This proves that they did not just rely on natural sources, but also understood the importance of engineering solutions to maintain life in tropical climates. But what made this technology so revolutionary? Zeolites are capable of not only retaining mechanical impurities, but also absorbing toxic substances such as heavy metals and destroying pathogenic bacteria. In conditions where water sources could be contaminated with organic waste or toxic compounds, such a filtration system saved people from many diseases. These findings completely changed the idea of the development of ancient technologies. The Mayans, who lived in conditions of high humidity and an unstable climate, not only knew how to collect rainwater in giant reservoirs, but also understood how to make it safe for drinking. This level of knowledge is comparable to modern water purification technologies, which raises the question, where did they get such deep engineering and chemical knowledge? Moreover, similar minerals began to be used for water purification only in the 20th century, and they still remain the basis for modern filters. How did the Mayans, without laboratories or sophisticated chemical analysis, figure out how to use this particular mineral? Perhaps their knowledge of nature was much deeper than we can imagine, or perhaps this is just a small part of the lost technologies that we have yet to discover. The Pyramid of Kukulkan in Chichen Itza is one of the most famous monuments of the Mayan civilization, an object that has been surrounded by mysteries and mystical theories for centuries. But in 2016, archaeologists made a discovery that turned our understanding of this structure upside down. It turned out that two more ancient structures were hidden under the outer layer of the pyramid. This means that the pyramid we see today is only the latest version of the temple, built on top of previous structures. Electrical resistivity tomography scanning has shown that inside the Pyramid of Kukulkan, there are two other structures built in different historical periods. The outermost structure that we know of dates back to around the 10th, 11th century CE, but underneath it, a second pyramid was found, presumably built in the 7th, 8th centuries. And even deeper, archaeologists discovered a third, most ancient structure, created, according to researchers, around the 5th, 6th century CE. But what made the Maya build a pyramid within a pyramid? According to research, it was part of a tradition of temple renewal. Instead of destroying old structures, the Maya built on new layers, turning the old temple into the foundation for a more magnificent structure. This method allowed the sacred power of the place to be preserved without destroying previous ritual centers. However, the most intriguing discovery is that an underground reservoir was found under the oldest pyramid, which may have had important ritual significance. Water in Mayan religious beliefs was associated with the other world, and the presence of an underground reservoir directly under the pyramid may indicate that the temple was built in a place that was considered sacred long before the appearance of Chichen Itza itself. But what if there is something more inside the hidden pyramids? Given the Mayan tradition of hiding burials and sacred artifacts under their structures, scientists do not exclude the possibility that forgotten relics or even tombs of ancient rulers may be located in the depths of Kukulkan. Access to the inner layers of the pyramid is limited, but research continues. If this is true, then we have more than just a temple in front of us. It is an entire chronology of the Mayan civilization, captured in stone, the key to understanding their rituals, religion, and perhaps secrets that remain hidden to this day. What else do other pyramids hide, if even one of the most famous structures turned out to be a multi-layered artifact of the past? The Mayan pyramids hide not only historical secrets, but also mysterious natural phenomena that still have no clear explanation. In recent years, scientists studying energy anomalies in ancient temples have encountered a phenomenon that has caused a real shock in the scientific community. Flashes of a strange light phenomenon reminiscent of ball lightning have been recorded inside some pyramids. These energy bursts appear unexpectedly, move around the closed space of the pyramids, and disappear as suddenly as they appear. Researchers working in the pyramids of Chichen Itza, Uxmal, and Tikal recorded these anomalies with the help of sensitive devices. It turned out that the structure of the pyramids somehow interacts with natural electromagnetic fields. One explanation is that the Kukulkan pyramid and other Mayan temples could have been built taking into account knowledge of natural energy. Minerals that can conduct electricity, such as quartz and magnetite, are often found at the base of these structures. But an even more surprising theory suggests that the Mayan priests could have consciously used these buildings as generators of electromagnetic energy. Perhaps the pyramids served not only as places of worship, but also as resonators capable of amplifying and accumulating energy from the environment. This explains why many ceremonies were held on days when thunderstorms and other atmospheric phenomena were observed. If the Maya really knew how to use natural electromagnetic energy, this means that their knowledge of physics and natural processes was much more advanced than is commonly believed. Some texts left by ancient priests mention fiery snakes and shining spirits that appeared in temples during rituals. Perhaps these descriptions refer not to mythological creatures, but to the very phenomena that we call ball lightning. The priests could interpret them as a manifestation of the power of the gods or signs from the other world. This discovery raises many questions. Were the Mayan pyramids more than just religious buildings? Did they understand how electromagnetic fields work? Or do we still underestimate the depth of their knowledge? Science doesn't have a definitive answer yet, but one thing is for sure. The ancient temples hold secrets that could change our understanding of the capabilities of the Mayan civilization. The Mayan civilization has always been closely connected to the heavens. Their temples were built in strict accordance with astronomical cycles, their calendars predicted eclipses with stunning accuracy, and their myths often mentioned beings who came from the stars. But the most mysterious are the legends about gods who came from the heavens, taught people the arts, science, construction, and astronomy, and then disappeared, promising to return someday. These stories are not just legends, they are found in different Mayan cities, in various manuscripts and rock paintings, as if conveying an encrypted message about the mysterious loss of higher knowledge. One of the most mysterious Mayan deities was Kukulkan, a god who was often depicted as a feathered snake. According to ancient texts, he came from the heavens, brought knowledge of mathematics, medicine, agriculture, and architecture, and then suddenly disappeared, promising to return someday. It is curious that similar myths exist among other peoples. In the Andes it is Viracocha, the Aztecs Quetzalcoatl, and in ancient Egypt there are legends about gods who descended from the heavens, brought knowledge and disappeared. But the most shocking thing is the guesses that some researchers make. They claim that the Mayan myths may contain hints of contacts with extraterrestrial civilizations. Where did these people get such precise astronomical knowledge? How could they calculate the orbits of the planets without telescopes? Why were so many of their rituals aimed at contact with the heavenly rulers? Archaeologists have found images of creatures that look like people in helmets with breathing tubes, and on the bas-reliefs you can see scenes that resemble space flights. Particularly famous are the images in Palenque, where on the lid of the sarcophagus of the ruler Pakal is depicted a figure sitting in a complex pose, surrounded by strange mechanisms. Some see this as an allegory of the spiritual path, others, a diagram of an ancient astronaut controlling an aircraft. Even more mysterious is that after the sudden disappearance of the gods, the Mayan civilization began to rapidly fade. The great cities became empty, rituals became increasingly gloomy, and wars and catastrophes devastated the once powerful society. It was as if the knowledge that kept their world in balance had gone with the gods. What if the Mayans really did have knowledge that was given to them from outside? Perhaps their disappearance is connected not only with wars and climate change, but also with the loss of contact with those who once descended from the heavens. Or is this just a myth that has become one of the greatest mysteries of the ancient world? The question remains open, and the ancient ruins continue to keep their secret, waiting for someone who can unravel it. The 2012 prophecy became one of the most discussed topics of the early 21st century. Millions of people around the world waited with bated breath for December 21st because, according to popular interpretations, the Mayan calendar ended on this day. The media circulated sensational headlines about the coming apocalypse, the end of the world, cataclysms, and even the possible disappearance of the entire civilization. But when the day came, nothing catastrophic happened. All talk of the end of the world turned out to be a myth based on a misunderstanding of ancient texts. In fact, the Mayans did not predict the end of the world. Their system of chronology was based on the long count, a calendar that divided time into huge time cycles called baktuns. Each such cycle lasted approximately 394 years, and December 21, 2012 indeed marked the end of the 13th Baktun, a significant period in their calendar system. But in the Mayan manuscripts and stone stills themselves, there is not a single mention of a catastrophe, the death of humanity, or the destruction of the world. On the contrary, the prophecy spoke of a transition to a new era, a change in the energy state of the planet, a new understanding of life. For the Maya, the end of the Baktun was not the end, but the beginning of a new round of history, like the sunrise after the night. Some researchers believe that it was about a spiritual awakening, a possible change in the consciousness of humanity, or even a transition to another stage of evolution. The shocking fact was that in fact the Mayan calendar did not end, it simply began a new cycle. This is similar to the change of centuries in our calendar. When one millennium ends, the next begins, but the world does not disappear. However, Western society, accustomed to a linear perception of time, interpreted the end of the cycle as the final ending. Interestingly, some surviving Mayan texts say that after the end of the 13th Baktun, the gods will come, but what this means remains a mystery. Perhaps it is about the return of ancient wisdom, a new era for humanity, or a change in our reality on a deeper level that we do not yet recognize. So the Mayan prophecy did not predict a catastrophe. It pointed to a new era, a new cycle, a new opportunity. The only question is, have we noticed these changes? Perhaps the end of one world did indeed happen, but not physically, but on the level of perception, values, and consciousness. And if the ancients were right, then our era is only the beginning of something even greater than we can imagine. The Maya left behind not only the ruins of their great cities, but also many questions that we still don't have definitive answers to. Their engineering achievements, precise astronomical knowledge, complex water purification systems, and mysterious myths about gods who descended from the sky suggest that this civilization was much more complex than is commonly believed. We are used to seeing primitive societies in ancient cultures, but the Maya prove that their world was imbued with secret knowledge, technologies that we are only beginning to understand, and mystical forces whose meaning remains beyond our comprehension. Perhaps we have not yet unraveled all their secrets. What if somewhere in the jungle, under the thickness of the earth, even more amazing artifacts are hidden? Or maybe ancient manuscripts that survived the fires of the Inquisition will one day reveal the truth about why this civilization disappeared. Was it just a coincidence, natural disasters, or was their fall due to something bigger? Loss of knowledge, loss of connection with higher powers, or even outside interference? What do you think are the most mysterious of these facts? What surprised you the most? Write in the comments. Let's discuss. If you liked this video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to turn on notifications. There are even more amazing stories, secrets of the ancient world, and incredible discoveries ahead. Who knows? Maybe in the next video, we will uncover another mystery that will change our understanding of the past of mankind.